I am 50 years old and everybody expects me to be panicking about retirement right now. I am not panicking. I am at peace. And I want to be very honest with you about why. It is not because I did everything right. I did not. I made a real financial mess in my 20s, the kind that followed me for years. And it comes down to two things. One boring, almost embarrassing decision that I made about 20 years ago that quietly saved me while I was not even looking. And the harder one, I finally forgave myself. So, this is not a video about being perfect with money. This is a video about playing the long game, cleaning up your mess, and making peace with the woman you used to be. So, let me tell you the whole story. So, quick and important, I am not a financial advisor. I am just a woman telling you my own story and what worked for me. So, please, especially in your 50s, go and pay a real professional to help you navigate your own decisions, okay? With that said, let me tell you mine. Here is the story that we are all handed about money and age. If you are 50 and you are not already set for retirement, you failed. You are behind. You should be ashamed. Panic now. And for a long time, I believed the version of that. I would look at my credit, I would watch opportunities pass that I would not grab because of decisions that I had made years before. And I carried a lot of resentment about that, a lot of it, especially towards certain people who had done me wrong. But I'm not going to tell you a panic story today because that is not where I actually am. Where I am is peace, and I had to earn that peace. So let me show you both halves, the money half and the forgiveness half. Because for me, they turned out to be the very same story. All right, so let me take you back about 20 years to the one thing that I did right when I barely knew what I was doing. I left my last corporate job, and when I left, I did not just have a 401k, I also had a retirement fund, a pension sitting there. And my financial advisor gave me one piece of advice, and I'm so grateful that I followed that advice. He said, take both of them with you. Do not leave anything behind. Roll them into an IRA. So I did. I rolled my 401k and that pension into a traditional IRA. I took everything with me. And here is the boring part, the part that does not make a flashy headline. I invested it extremely conservatively. I mean, the safe, slow, unglamorous option because I was playing the long game and I love playing the long game. I was not trying to get rich fast. I was trying to plant something 20 years ago that would still be standing when I needed it. So, if you take one tactical thing from this whole video, take this one. When you leave a job, take your retirement with you, every single piece of it. Do not leave it sitting behind you in an old account that you forget about. Roll it over and ask a professional how. That one move is the foundation everything else stood on. Now, here is why that boring conservative choice mattered so much more than I even understood at the time. Because life got very hard. There were years, real years, where money was so tight that I could not contribute to that IRA at all. Not every month, sometimes not for a long stretch. And you know what? It was okay because I had gone the conservative way. The money that I had put in 20 years ago just kept quietly growing on its own. It did not need me to watch it. It did not need me to feed it every month. It just grew slow and steady in the background while I was busy surviving. This is the gift of the long game that nobody tells you about. When you plant something safe and steady early, it keeps working for you even in the seasons when you cannot, even when you have nothing left to give it. The flashy, fast, risky stuff needs you watching it every minute. The boring stuff just grows while you live your life. Now, I have to tell you why I could not contribute for those years. And if you have seen my video yesterday about being the family and friends ATM, you already know where this is going. That mess that I made in my 20s, taking out loans and rescuing people who did not stay, that created debt. real debt with high interest sitting on top of it. It was one more consequence of decisions that I had made with my heart instead of my head. So I went to my advisor and I actually had a little money I could have started putting back into the IRA. But he told me something wise. He said, "We are playing the long game with your retirement, and it is fine just sitting there growing. But this high interest debt is bleeding you every single month. Kill that first. Get rid of it as fast as you can. Then take the money that you were spending on those payments, and that is what you pour into your IRA later." And I was faced with a real fork on the road. I could keep making the minimum payments forever at that kind of high interest and pay back far more than I have ever borrowed. Or I could attack it, clear it fast, and then free up that money to build my future instead. I chose to clear it, and I'm so glad that I did that. And here's the lesson underneath that, the one that I want the young people watching to really hear. When you make money decisions when you are young, you make them on pure emotion. You do not think about the long term. You do not think about how a choice will follow you for years. You help someone because you assume they will keep their word. So let me save you a decade of pain. People change. That is all you need to know. People change. So now let me tell you the other half, the forgiveness half, because clearing the debt was the easy part. Clearing the resentment took a whole lot longer. For years, I carried so much resentment toward myself for the choices that I had made and toward the people who took my generosity and left me holding the bag. That resentment sat on me like a weight that I could not put down. And the thing that finally lifted it was not pretending that I had no part in it. It was the opposite. I had to earn my role in what happened because these situations, they do not happen in a vacuum. I made the choices too. I ignored good advice. I said yes when everything in me should have said no. Owning that fully and honestly was what finally set me free. And once I owned my part, I could finally stop punishing myself for it. I look back at that young woman in her 20s, and instead of being angry at her, I felt compassion for her. And I told her, "You made the decisions that a young woman makes. And honestly, so much of what happened to you is exactly what turned me into the woman that I am proud to be today. I did enough unlearning. I poured enough love back into myself. And I finally forgave myself and let go of how misled I had been so that I could actually move forward into what I am here to do." And if you are carrying a financial decision from your past, like it is a life sentence, like it is something that you can never bounce back from, I need you to subscribe and stay close to me because that is the exact lie I am here to take apart. You can come back from it. I am living proof that you can. That is where the peace comes from. Not from never making a mistake. It comes from forgiving the woman who made the mistake, owning your part in it, and choosing to build anyway. So here is where all of that finally brought me. At 50 years old, I am a small business owner. I am finally making money consistently enough to do the thing that I have waited 20 years to do. Contribute to the IRA aggressively, consistently, every single month. And notice this, I am not catching up in panic. I am not behind because I had a good beginning. I planted that seed 20 years ago. I protected it. I cleared the debt that was blocking it. And now I got to pour into it from a place of peace instead of a place of fear. That is what catching up actually looks like when you have made peace with your past. It is not frantic. It is not shame. It is a woman standing on a 20-year foundation that she almost forgot she had built, finally able to add to it. And from right here, the next step is simply to keep contributing and then to start learning calmly about other ways to grow what I have, one step at a time. So, this one is for the woman watching who believes her money mistakes have disqualified her. The one who looks at her past and thinks, it is too late for me. I ruined it. There is no coming back from this. Hear me. You are not disqualified. The decision that you made at 20 or 30 or 40 years old is not a life sentence, it is a chapter, and you get to forgive the person who wrote it. Own your part in it and keep right on writing the book. Take your retirement with you when you leave a job. Clear the debt that is bleeding you, and then build slow and steady on the long game. But please do not do it alone. I said it at the start and I will say it again. I am not a financial advisor. This is only my story. But go and pay a real professional to help you navigate your own 50s, because you deserve someone in your corner who actually knows the map. All right, now tell me in the comments, is there a money decision from your past that you are still punishing yourself for? Type it out. Then read it back to yourself and ask whether it is finally time to forgive that younger version of you. I have a feeling it might be. You do not need permission to start over in the end of your story. So, with that, I will see you in the next one.